Hi folks, Sandy Hovetter here of Data Designs Publishing. One of the programs that we get a lot of questions about is Adobe Acrobat. And so we're going to do a series of videos. This is the first one. And we're going to talk about content editing. Some of the tools in the latest versions of Acrobat are really tremendously more powerful than the earlier versions. So we're going to be looking at some of those tools. Now we're going to be working with Acrobat Pro, which is not the free version of Acrobat, but includes many more tools that allow you to edit and make much more robust PDFs. I will be demoing Acrobat version 11, and so with that, let's get started. I am opening a document that I've downloaded from the web. It's about if you're a gardener, this is a product you would like. It's about a product called Row Maker, and this is their guide about how to use it. I've downloaded it, and I want to show you some of the tools that are available in Acrobat. I do have permission from the owner of the product to show this to you, so let's start playing with their PDF a little bit, using it as a starting point to make some changes. Now, over here on the right of your Acrobat screen, you'll see three different panels that can be opened: Tools, Sign, and Comment. We're going to begin by looking at the Tools panel. Within that, you've got Content Editing, Pages, Interactive Objects, Forms, Action Wizard, Text Recognition, and Protection. We're going to look at a number of these over the next few videos, but we're going to start today with Content Editing. One of the features that is tremendously improved in the more recent versions of Acrobat is the ability to edit text and images. We're only going to look at the text part of it right now, but in the past, editing was very limited in its capability. But now, all you do is, after you've selected Edit Text and Images, put your cursor where you want to make a change. I don't like that the word to sticks out there in that middle line, so I'm going to hit Enter, and notice that the text wraps. You didn't used to be able to do that, but you can now. You can also make corrections to typos. I don't like that it just says Intro up here, so I'm going to change it to Introduction. And notice that it increased the size of the text block as I typed that. Again, a feature that you wouldn't have seen in the past. Now, sometimes when I have made a correction like that, it won't increase the size of the box horizontally. It will wrap the text even though it's all one word. If that's the case, you can come in and manually adjust the size of the box, and then the text unwraps, if you will, so that the full words fit on the line. So that's how to use the editing tool. It really is, if you haven't used the editing features in Acrobat for a few versions, you probably didn't do that because you know how bad they were in early versions. You can erase that from your head now because you really can make good editing changes. You also have the ability to add text. Just click on that, and then I can click and drag to create a box. And I know that this is a picture of the South Texas sky. So I'm going to type that. Notice when I clicked on Add Text down here, I got a lot of formatting options that didn't appear before. So I'm going to change the font to a semi-bold font, and I think that's a bit too big. I'm going to take it down to 10 points. I don't want it to be black. And so I can change the color, and then I can change a number of other things. I can make it italics or underlined. I can change the alignment, superscript or subscript. But that's all I'm going to do right now. You might notice that when I bring the cursor near the corner, I get this little circle. That allows me to rotate the text. Pretty nifty for Acrobat. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to hit a Control-Z to undo it. If I move near the edge of the text box, my cursor changes to the four arrows, and that allows me to move the type to wherever I'd like it to be. So there, I've added that text. I don't quite like it there. Let's move it over here. I can also add an image. The next thing on our content editing panel is add an image. Let's say I want to add my company logo to a PDF. Just selected it, click. Oh, that comes in pretty big. Now this is not a Data Designs publishing project. We're just using this for illustration purposes. I can move my cursor near the corner. Again, I get that circular arrow, which means I could rotate it. I'm going to do a Control Z. Well, if I move right to the corner bounding box, you can see that my arrow changes to a sizing arrow, and when I grab it, I can proportionally size that graphic. Make it a little bit smaller still. Now if I grab one of the side boxes, let me move this over to give us more room. If I grab the bounding box here on the right side and I move it, you can see that I am changing the image. I'm resizing the image, but not proportionally. Undo that. If I grab the one at the top, I'm going to make it tall and skinny. And again, I will undo that. What I cannot do is crop the image, because the way I would normally do that would be to move that in, move that right bounding box in if I want to get rid of some of that white space. I can't do that because it simply changes it. Let me move it. I can, as I move my cursor to the edge of the box, it changes to the 4 arrows, so I can grab it and move it. So you can easily add images to existing PDF files. The next item in the panel is Export File To. When I click on that down arrow, you can see the various options that are there. This is a pretty powerful and pretty important option. If you have a PDF that you want to, let's say you have a very old document that you want to bring up to your new branding, your new company standards, give it an updated look, but you don't have the files because it's a very old document, you can export that existing PDF to a Word file. Just click on that. I'm not going to do it because it'll take a while to cook on that, to figure out how to do it. And what you'll end up with is a Word file. And then you can use that Word file as the building blocks to start building your new updated document. It's not perfect by any means. Things may not appear in the same order. You need to do good proofreading of it because it's not always going to be correct. But it tremendously beats having to retype the whole thing. So being able to export an existing PDF to a Word document, or if it's tabular data, to an Excel spreadsheet. You can even export the whole document to a PowerPoint presentation. Tremendously helpful. But as I said, it does take a little time once you click on that, if you've got a big document, for it to work in the background. So don't think nothing's happening. Just be patient. Your patience will be rewarded. In the next area, the content editing screen, we have the ability to add or edit links. When I click on that, my cursor turns to a plus sign. I'm going to add a link here over the logo. I'm going to right click, and it brings up a dialog box saying, what is it you want to do? First of all, what do you want the link to look like? I usually go with invisible, but so that we can see it in this example, I'm going to say I want a visible rectangle. I'm going to let's put a bright magenta outline on it so that it's easy to see. And I will make it a dashed line. What do you want to do when we click on it? I usually like invert. How thick do you want the line to be? I'm going to make it medium. Again, this is just for illustration in this training. I usually have the link invisible because I don't usually want, I usually turn the text that is linked blue, which is a pretty standard, or else underline it. Those are pretty standard web linking approaches. But since we're just doing the logo, I'm going to make it obvious. Now the second part of the second half of the Create Link dialog box is where you tell it what you want the link to do. If I wanted to go to a specific page, I would click that, and then it would tell me, give me the opportunity to go to that page and then set the link. If I wanted to open a file, it would give me the opportunity to browse to find the file, and then it would set the link. I'm going to tell it that I want it to open a web page. I'm going to go to the Rowmaker website, and so that's their logo. Using the logo as a bouncing off point to go to their website seems like a good idea to me. So it opens a second dialog box that says, tell me where you want me to go. Rowmaker.com. I'll say OK. And now you can see that I have a link there. As long as you're in the link mode, it's going to show up as a solid blue box. As soon as I go to the hand tool, you can see that that link appears as I ask it to appear, a medium width dashed magenta line. And when I click on that, notice with the hand tool, when it goes over an active link, it changes to a pointing finger. And in this case, it even tells us where the link goes to. When I click on it, it's going to bring up a warning. Do you trust this document? Do you really want us to do that? I want to do it for this document, but I don't want to do it automatically for all documents. So I unchecked that checkbox, say allow, and here I am at the Rowmaker website. Let's go back to our Acrobat document. That's how easy it is to make a link. If you want to edit the link, still in that tool, you just come to the link, click on it. When you right click, you come down to properties, and from here you can change anything. Let's say I want to make a thick line, and instead of being magenta, I want it to be, I want it to stand out green. There you go. And again, I'll go to the hand tool, and you can see the change. It is now the green dashed line. Well, the next thing in our content editing is adding a bookmark. When I click on that, it allows me to create a bookmark. I'm going to bookmark this page, call it Introduction. Now, the difference between a bookmark and a link, if you're not familiar, I want to explain that. The bookmark panel can be open at all times or opened whenever you want to on any page or from any page of the document. But when it's open, every entry in the book, every bookmark that you've created represents a place that you can jump to. So bookmarks can be accessed from anywhere in the document. Links, on the other hand, can only be accessed from the place where you created the link. So that link to the website exists only here on page 2 of our PDF. The bookmarks we can jump to from anywhere in the document. Let me create a couple more bookmarks and show you, make things a little more clear. The easiest way to create a bookmark is to go to the page that you want the bookmark to go to, and then say add bookmark. So here, this is mark your plot. You go to the next page, and there is a keyboard command for new bookmark, which is just a Control B. And this is till your soil, P-R-E, prepare the ground. And I wanted to put the whole thing in so you can see that it does wrap bookmarks. And we'll do one more. And this one is rake and clean. Re-till if necessary. Oops. Now, even though I'm here on page 6 of my PDF, if I click on Introduction, I immediately jump back to page 2. Or till the soil and I jump to page 5. Doesn't matter what page of the document I'm on, when the bookmarks panel is open, I can get to those locations. Well, so far I've only shown you how to create a bookmark to a location in your document. I'm going to hit a Control B and create another one, which will take me to the website, www.rowmaker.com. First thing I'm going to show you is I really don't like that where I put it. When I hit Control B, it just placed it below whatever I had selected. I'm going to grab it and just basically click and drag, because I want that to appear on top. But it still just goes to the page that I was on when I created the bookmark. In order to get it to go to a website, I'm going to have to right click and go to that Properties panel, just like with the the adding and editing links. Here, I can change the appearance. Let's make this bold, italic, and brown. And then I can change the action. Right now, it's doing what we just said it's doing. It's taking us to page 5. I'm going to delete that. And up here in the top, I can select an action. I want it to open a web link. So I want to add that action, and it immediately says, what web link do you want me to go to? So type in rowmaker.com, say OK, say OK. As soon as I click off of Rowmaker, you can see, or the Rowmaker bookmark, you can see that, first of all, it's formatted the way we said it was going to be formatted. And when I click on it, again, I get the security warning. Do you want me to go to that website? I do, but I don't want it to remember the action. So, saying allow, and I am at the website. That's how you add bookmarks and links. Both are incredibly powerful. Another thing that is pretty powerful is that Acrobat allows you to attach a file. It's the last thing in the content editing menu. Simply click on attach a file, and then you can select, you can browse to the location on your computer. I am going to attach, the website also had a PowerPoint presentation about different planting options that you can use with the Rowmaker. So I'm going to select that, give it a minute to attach it, and notice it opens a different panel here on the left. It opens the attachments panel. Now before we go any further, I want to save this document, do a save as, and we'll call this Rev 1, just so we don't lose anything that we've done. I'm going to bounce back here to bookmarks and go to that introduction page again, just so you can see the changes that we've made. When I go to the attached file, if I double click on it, it's saying, do you trust this? Do you want me to open the file? Yes, I want you to open the file. And this is the PowerPoint presentation that I just attached. I'm going to close that. Now the really cool thing about this is when you attach that file to the PDF, it made the file a part of the PDF. So I could take this, after I've saved this PDF, I can take it and email it to you, and you would receive the PDF, and if you came here to the attachments file, that document would be there. You could double click on the document and it would be there. So it played for me, not because it's on my hard drive, but because I've made it part of the file. That's really cool. Now it does increase your file size a little bit. Let me see if I can find my way back here. Our original file was 3.4 meg, and now you know we've added about 5 bookmarks and 1 link. We've also attached a 600K PowerPoint file, and our new file size is 4.3. Now most of that 4.3 came from that 600K PowerPoint. So you have to be careful with this feature. Obviously, if you want to attach a lot of files that are big, you're going to get a very large PDF file. I think that's enough for today. In subsequent videos, we're going to look at the Pages panel, talk a little bit about all of the different options in here. There are some pretty exciting ones. And then we're going to come down to interactive objects, talk about adding buttons and video and sound and that sort of thing. After we go through these, we're going to go to the commenting panel. We get a lot of questions about how to use these. Some are better to use than others, and so we'll talk about advantages and disadvantages of each. Then we'll also talk about some general hints or tips, answers to questions we've received. In the meantime, go ahead and play with Acrobat. While you do that, please don't hesitate to give us a call if you have any questions. We are happy to give you some tech support over the phone, help you accomplish what you're trying to do in Adobe Acrobat. Call, email, check out our website. Hope this has been helpful. Have a great day.